Hey guys, and welcome to Real Work at Home Jobs with Theresa. My name is Theresa, and today we're going to talk about work at home resumes, work at home questions that an employer will be asking you, as well as questions that you need to be asking the company when they are doing a phone interview. So let's go ahead and get started. There are 10 job interview questions that they're going to be asking you, and all this information will be under my description, on my under my YouTube video, as well as in my Facebook group too as well. So the first questions they're going to be asking you is, tell me about your favorite and least favorite job. So you need to be able to tell them that. An example of that, if you have a favorite job including interacting with lots of people all day, or your least favorite one was when you felt stuck behind a desk, and an interviewer is not likely to see you as a great fit, because when you work from home, you're sitting behind a desk most of the day. I sit behind a desk 8 hours a day. So you just need to be careful, and it's okay to be honest with the position, but you just want to put it in your words, own words, that the employer would see that you're a perfect candidate for the job. Another question they're going to ask you is, what does your home office look like? So you need to be able to describe what your home office look like. In some cases, some companies may require that you have Skype, where they can see, you're taking them on a tour in your home office, letting them know my computer is over here, my printer is over here, my desk is over here, it's free of distraction. So you need to be able to be prepared when they ask you that question, what does your home office look like? Another question they're going to be asking you is, do you prefer to work within a sculpture environment, or would you rather have non-sculpture? That means, do you need a supervisor around? You're not going to have a supervisor when you work from home. They're not going to be in your home office. So are you able to work without anyone telling you, okay, it's time to go back to work. You're taking your break. It's time for you to work. It's time for you to do this job. Are you able to work independently in your own home without, anybody telling you what to do? So that's the questions they're going to be asking you. Another question is, how do you minimize distraction when you work from home? How do you, keep your child quiet, or how do you keep your dog quiet, or, what do you do if the phone rings? They're going to ask you that question. I mean, it's okay to have your cell phone, there with you, because a lot of people have children in school, and, that's the way that the school contact their kid. But if you do have your phone, make sure you put your phone on silent, or if you have your own, your house phone in your office, make sure you put that phone on silent too as well, so it won't interfere, when you're talking to a hiring manager or your supervisor, or when you're doing meetings from home. Make sure you have that in consideration here. Another question they're going to ask you is, why do you want to work for our company? So make sure you do research, know all the ins and outs about the company, because that will impress them if you know so much about that company. Why do you want to work for this company? Another question is, will this be an additional job for you, or are you looking to leave other positions? So they're going to ask you again, the question is, will this be an additional job for you, or are you looking to leave your other position? So this is something mostly likely to be asked for part-time jobs or freelance contract. Be honest about your intention. You are much more likely to get something that meets your needs. Okay, another question is, how do you keep yourself motivated? When you're working from home, you're not going to have somebody motivating you. So a lot of people, when they work from home, they may have their, the picture of their spouse, the picture of their kids, if they have that, pictures of vacations. They have motivations quotes up on the day, hang in there, everything's going to be okay. You got to put things in your office that's going to motivate you. Me, I put pictures of my children, my husband, and I put pictures of motivation quotes to keep me going and to make it today. Because sometimes it gets like to the point, oh, I'm doing everything I can, and it seemed like, in some people's eyes, I'm not doing my best. But we all need motivation. So you can go on to Pinterest. They have a lot of motivation quotes that you can print out and stick it on your computer, and or you can just get pictures of your children or your spouse, and that should be able to motivate you to do the best that you can on your job each and every day. So let's go to the next one. Another question that they're going to ask you is, what do you like best or least about working from home? Be ready for job interview questions for remote jobs such as this here. So, let the interviewer know that you're familiar with the benefits of working from home. For the flip side of the question, it's great to show that you're aware of drawbacks that can occur. Like when you're working from home, the computer can go down, the computer can crash. That have happened to me before. My carrier AT&T, the whole system went down, and I couldn't work for 3 or 4 hours, and it wasn't my fault. But things like that is going to occur. Just make for sure to spend that answer with how you would work that situation out. So, and then also, if you talk about missing the social interaction with coworkers, follow it up with describing how the time you save not having to commute means you are able to meet up with friends for dinner once a week. Okay? Another question that they're going to ask about, tell me about a time you made a mistake at work and how you fixed it. So to give you an example about that, isn't too serious in nature, but sometimes, we all make mistakes. Our hiring manager wants to know that you're willing to try new things, which will bring a mistake every now and then, and how you learn from it. They're also looking to see how forthcoming you will be when you work in a remote job. That means working from home. Employer asks jobs interview questions for a remote job such as this to determine how honest and resourceful job candidates are you. And the last question that an employer will ask you is, why are you the right person for this job? So that's when you need to just, stand out and just tell them everything you need to do. This is your big moment to answer one of the job interview questions for remote jobs that can make or break your chance. An open-ended question that allows you to give a winner elevator pitch. Make sure your response includes what you can offer to the company. So, again, these are the questions that an employer will ask you. Let's go ahead and what you need to ask the employer. These are the questions. I'm just going to go through this, and again, this will be under my description and everything. But these are the questions, work at home questions that you need to ask your employer. After they get through, asking you these questions, they may say, well, do you have any questions you need to ask me? The first question you need to ask is, how we describe the responsibility of this position, whether if it's a customer service job, data entry job, IT position, or a tutor. This is the question you need to ask them. How will you describe the responsibility of the position? Another question are there any fees for coming on board with this company? That's what you need to ask this. Are there any fees that I will have to pay coming on this company? And again, anytime you're working from home, you shouldn't have to pay anything. But you need to ask that. Is training provided? Is training provided for your position? And if training is provided, will I get paid for training? So you need to ask that question. Are there set work hours, or is the schedule flexible? That means set hours is you set to work 8 to 5. Flexible hours is I can work from like 8 to 10, and then I can pick back up from 1 to 2. So you need to ask those questions. Are they set hours or flexible hours? Another question is, will I be guaranteed a certain amount of hours each week? Most companies will let you work 40 hours. Some companies may let you work 50 hours. So you need to get that, in writing, and you need them to tell you if there's any guarantee of a certain amount of hours each week that you have to work. Another thing, do I need to purchase any equipment or supplies if I'm off from the job? On that, you shouldn't have to purchase any equipment. You should already have that at home, like a computer, a hard drive, a laptop, a printer. You should already have that in your home. Most of the jobs that I work in the past, I have a printer in the home, but I never use my printer. But the only thing that you be using is the computer, a headset. Yes, you're going to have to purchase the headset. You're going to have to purchase a computer or laptop if you don't have that. Most companies require you have a landline. If you don't have a landline, You were going to have to get that. A landline is a line that is free of call, waiting, caller ID. They don't recommend you to have that. And trust me, they will check it out and make for sure that your line is free of caller ID and call waiting. Another question is, if I'm extended a job offer, how soon would you like me to start? So that's another question. Do they want you to start the next day? Do they want you to start a week? Do they want you to start 2 weeks from now? So you need to ask yourself that. When they offer me a job, I always like to start 2 weeks prior, so I can, relax and go into this new job, doing over what they expect for me to do. So they're going to ask you those questions here. If I'm hired, will I be paid as an employee or independent contractor? So you need to ask that. If you're an employee, you will get a W-2. And if you're an independent contractor, you will get a 1099. So you want to ask if I'm going to be hired as an employee or independent contractor. Me working from home as medical biller and coder, I am a employee. So I get a W-2 form. Now, in the past, when I was working for Hilton, Disney, CityCard, I was an independent contractor, so I received a 1099. So you need to, ask that question. Another question is to pay an hourly rate or a piecework or commission. You want to know if you're going to be getting paid hourly, like $14 an hour, that's a set rate. And then you can move up if you're doing an excellent job of commission. Commission is only if you made a sale, that's when you get paid. So that's a good question. You don't want to get into a position where your pay is based on commission. That's a tough situation. So you want to make for sure you ask that question is, I'm going to get paid hourly or commission. Another question that you need to ask the employer is, if hired, how will I be paid? That's a very important question, is you want to know how you're going to be paid, through check, direct deposit, and how often will I be paid? So you need to ask that question as well. Guys, I don't recommend you to have a check mailed to you because, post office, they make mistakes. A lot of times, your mail get in the wrong mailbox, and a lot of people are not honest these days. They will not give you your check, even though they can't cash it because your name is on there. But if I had to do it, I have direct deposit. Direct deposit is off of my account, and that's how I manage my money. I don't spend a lot of money versus if I had a check and I cash it. So I recommend you guys, if you don't have direct deposit, please get that as soon as possible. Another question that they would ask you is, what can I tell you about my qualification? This is the question that you need to ask them. What can I tell you about my qualification? And another question that you need to ask is, when can I expect to hear from you? How long will it take after they interview me? Will it take 2 days before they make a decision, or a week, or months? You need to ask that questions. And another question is, will you like a list or reference? Make for sure you get your reference, whether if it's from your previous jobs or your friends. Sometimes people get kind of scared about, should I use my current job as a reference? When you do use people as a reference, make sure you tell them in advance that, I have applied for a work at home position, and you may be expected a call from an employer asking questions about me. Make sure you go and tell that person. Don't, put their name down, their phone number, their name, their address without, getting permission from that person first. Make sure you do that. And the last question that you need to ask is, are there any other questions I can answer for you today? So guys, I hope that these questions have been so helpful for you. I will have all of this information in my Facebook group. It's called Real Work From Home Jobs with Russ. If you haven't joined that group, make sure you go to Facebook and join it. And this information will also be under my description under this YouTube video. And make for sure that if this video has been helpful to you, make for sure you give me thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, click on the bell for notifications, so every time that I upload a video, you will be the first one to see my content. Make for sure you comment. Let me know what you think about this video, and share this video. And like I always say on my videos is, thank you so much for watching. And what are you waiting for, guys? Go ahead and apply for that position. Thank you so much, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.